Hey, I want to welcome everybody once again to Father Ferrer. Uh, Father stories is what we call it because every father has a story. Whether they want to acknowledge it, whether they embrace it, whether they own it, whatever the story may be. So, man, I'm blessed. I've known this brother for, I gotta say, close to 30 years. Close to 30 years. I remember back in the 90s, I did a documentary, and he was one of the stars on the documentary. I just want to welcome Antoine to our podcast, and brother, thank you for showing up, man, spending time with us.
Glad to be here. Blessed to be invited.
Okay, okay, well that's good. So, hey man, let's talk about your beginning. Your beginning. You were born in LA, I believe, right?
Los Angeles, California. Yeah, Kaiser, actually. So
Okay.
1960.
And how long did you live here?
My whole life up until 5 years ago. December would be 5 years that I relocated to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Well, actually, Broken Arrow.
All the way from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Nice, nice. So now let me ask you this question. Were you raised by both parents?
Yes, I was. Yeah. Until they both passed. So I'm not that what people would consider that statistic. Young black man raised by a single parent, whether it's mom or dad, lived that horrible life. None of that. I had the best life possible. Like I said, both my parents there. I was shown how to be a husband and a father by my father's example. Okay, so like everybody else along the way, we were grown, we were raised to know right from wrong and allowed to make our own choices as we got older. Okay.
Before you get into that, because I see you're headed that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Yeah. Did you have a relationship with your grandfathers?
yes, one of them on my mom's side, but he passed when we were young teenagers. Okay. I will only get to see him when we went on vacation. Other than that,
And that would be to Alabama?
yes, yeah, Irving, Alabama is where he was.
Yeah.
So I would say the relationship was good to point when we went on vacations. We did look forward to sitting on the porch and let Grandpa tell us all his stories and talk to us. Because at the time, he used to sit in his rocking chair and smoke his cigars, and we listened to his stories.
So
You know,
do you remember those things? Or
not really.
not really.
No, I just
You was
remember
young?
the experience of sitting there talking to him and
Okay.
listening to him. Granddad would talk. He was a talker.
You don't talk.
Yeah.
Okay, what about uncles? Do you have any favorite uncles or relationship with uncles?
I would say yes. Yeah, because on my mom's side, well, I had a couple of uncles on my dad's side too that we were pretty close with because they were out here in California. But on my mom's side, everybody was in Alabama except my mom and the aunt that was
Okay.
out here. Okay. But um, I had an uncle that actually, I say we got close because he was always running from the law. He'd be here for a couple of years, he'd go back home for a couple of years, but we did have a good relationship. Okay. And talking to him about his experiences and all that. So,
So you had a few positive role male models in
yes,
your life.
yes,
Okay.
I would say so.
Okay,
Okay.
good, good. So your dad kind of you made a good point, man. You said by watching your dad, he showed you how to be a good husband and a good father. Because you're the only son, is that correct?
Yes. And then I have twin sisters up under me.
You're the oldest.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay. And you have a daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, 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 nice. Okay, let's go back to the direction you were headed. I'm gonna let you take it from here. Um, you talking about making decisions and choices, even though you was taught a certain way. People have decisions, this is important because we have fathers out there that hey, let's keep it real. We all have made poor choices and poor decisions,
Mhm.
and some of us are fortunate or lucky enough not to get caught.
That is correct. And I would say, with me personally, the decision that I made growing up didn't affect me as it did when I made this last choice that took me away for 8 years. Okay, I was 30 years old. So I wasn't no just little dumb kid out here making stupid decisions. I was a grown man making a stupid decision, but I say that to say I say it was a stupid decision because of where it landed me, but it was the best thing that happened to me at the time that it did. Because I don't believe I would have changed any direction that I was going in. I'm saying that now not to say I know the future, but the way I feel about the direction I took would landed me to where I am right now, which made me the man that I am today, the husband, the responsible person that I've become after that stretch for the 8 years. Okay. Bad choice, but great decision. That's the only way I can say it.
Okay, let me ask you this: the choice and decision that you made, was it because you were trying to make some fast money, or what do you think the root cause of that was?
Looking at what was going on around me. Okay. Because I wasn't in it in at the top of the game at the time. I just did it because I was available to do it. And at the time, the benefit that I thought I was getting from it was actually getting high. Okay, because I wasn't making no money. I wasn't a man out here. I was just caught up in an unfortunate situation trying to hang with the wrong people. Okay, so and wrong people don't mean just friends, it's family, friends.
Hey, wrong, people covers everybody, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's interesting because we get a choice to choose our friends and the people that we hang out with.
mhm,
I remember telling my kids, and even when I was a teacher, the kids in my classroom, I said, look, I can tell what kind of kid you are by your friends. Because birds of a feather, they flock together, don't they?
yes.
Maybe not right away, but sooner or later. Yeah. So what put you away for those 8 years? Those 8 years, was that drug related?
Yes.
It was.
And again, when I started out saying I wasn't that statistic, and a lot of us that have gone through the system that want to be the first thing, whether they fall back on and use it as a crutch or somebody see them and know that their story, oh, you've been in and out of jail, so you must have been in that life, selling drugs and all this. Yeah, but again, I didn't do it because I was just living on the street, broke, hustling, robbing people, none of that. It's just a decision that I made at that time. And in as my opinion, if it wouldn't have got me the trouble that I was in for the length of time, again, I don't think my lifestyle would have changed. And I wasn't in it for nothing but the high at the time.
You had no reason to change then, right?
No.
Because it was good to you. Hey, man, let me ask you this, man. When your mom and pops heard about you, the decision choice that you made, and the judgment that was brought against you, did they share the feeling? How bad did you hurt them, if you hurt them at all, man?
If anybody, no, everybody that loves their mom would have heard how she hollered
Mm.
when they sentenced us, heartbreaking. It was, if for no other reason, that right there, the way I heard her, I never wanted to do that again.
Mm.
Okay, so this is something I had to walk down. All right, this is something I had to live with, and I did. I made the best of a bad situation that took me for the length of time. And her words were, "What did I do wrong?"
Well, man,
Nothing.
I want to hit you hard, man.
Hey. Outside of hearing her holler and just break down and cry like I've never heard my mother cry, and then to have the conversation afterwards for her to say that to me, you didn't do nothing wrong. You did everything the best that you could have done and I could have asked for, me and my sisters. Okay. This was a decision that I made at 30 years old. Again, I wasn't no little kid. I wasn't no young teenager. Just
And you had no prior record.
never been in jail. Never in life.
You just want to get high.
Hey, at least that's what I thought. And again, at the time when we doing stuff when we know it's wrong. we think we enjoyed it until you get to sit back and realize what you thought was fun. It wasn't. What you thought you were doing good, it wasn't. It was just passing time, and it brings you to a crossroad.
So it sounds like you get to a level of maturity to understand that.
Well, I did that, and mine came from the time I was gone. Okay, that I was locked away. So,
Okay. So what did your pops have to say about it, man?
like most men, hey, stay strong. Stay strong. We here for you, and but that's all I can say. Yeah,
Can't change nothing, right?
mm-mm.
Yeah.
We'll be up to see you when we can. Often as we can. I don't need y'all to run up here every weekend, we break it down and got into a little groove. All right. I see you enough not to miss you too much, but I don't want to see you that often because all I'm gonna do is miss y'all. So that's just gonna make what I'm doing harder. They understood that. So
So you decided to make lemonade out of the lemon you were saying.
had to, had to, because it wasn't gonna be good no other way.
Okay, now how did that impact at the time your daughter was about 8 or something?
Mm-mm. I want to say she was 3.
Oh, she's still a baby then.
Yes, yes. When I left, she was 3. When I came home, she was almost 11.
Did you get in communication with her while you
Oh, yes.
you did?
Constantly. I wasn't the one that was on the phone every day, calling home, running up their phone bills and all that. Because at the time, we had to have a way to call. They changed it where you had to have money on the books. But at the beginning of my start, or the start of my sentence, you had to be able to call, collect. That's when all the stuff was crazy. But I would average about once every 3 weeks to a month checking in and all that. In between that, I saw them at least once a month the whole time I was gone. And every time somebody in the family came, they brought it. Okay. So, yes, I watched her grow up and she watched me mature. Put it that way.
So I think my question, man, is how did you process all this, man? Knowing the baby girl's grown, man, you're out for away for a number of years. You know, you see her on a monthly basis, but
It
like the day to day thing was absent.
was hard.
Okay.
Okay. But again, my focus was, I would say, bettering my life going through this situation so that when I came home, I would be able to continue. So again, while I was in there, okay, made that lemonade out of lemons. I learned to drive big rig, got licensed class A driver, was the town driver for the institution. So in my mind, this is me growing and being ready for home.
So when you get out, you'll be able to, with that Class A license,
Yes,
you'll be able to get yourself a job.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No. Bad situation, but fantastic outcome. Blessed to the point to where I can't say nothing.
What words of advice or wisdom would you give and these young fathers who are incarcerated and they maybe not have the mindset that you had to make, for their situation because for whatever reason they are where they are.
Yeah. First, acceptance. Okay. Accept the fact that you
Okay.
messed up. Ain't nobody did this
Own
to you.
it.
It ain't the system. I mean the system is flawed. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying about that. But something has to happen for you to be in this position where you are. Own that. It would help you grow to the next level. Also, forget the folks that you ran with before you got in trouble. Learn how to cut them loose and move on with your life. If not, you will be back. And that's what they count on. All right? Mm-mm.
Because the prison system makes money off of you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Serious money.
Oh, yeah. And guards need to see you too, because without you, they ain't got no help. Okay, so that's just real.
It's the system, like you
Yes.
say, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So accept what you did, where you are. Forget the fact maybe it wasn't 100% legit for it to happen, but you did do something to be here. Okay. The majority of us in there did do what we did to get here, accept it, own it, and grow from it. Okay. Then start planning for what you gonna do when you get home. Yes, it's gonna be hard. Anybody that tell you leave the system, whether it's a day, 20 years, 8 years, 1 year, there is a change. And if you're not willing to accept that change, you going right back again.
Because those 8 years that you were in, by the time you got in, by the time you got out, that's a whole different world, right?
When I went, you was a baller if you had a cell phone. Everybody got them now, little kids. Okay. We didn't have the electric cars like we do now. I was looking for cars to be flying because it seemed like I was gone forever. And it just changed, So yeah, you come home in the system, you gonna make it because you got a program that's required. Get up at this time, go to work, come in, yard locked down, get counted, go out until they close it, period. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
sure.
three hots in the cot, that's what they call it. And they
Yeah.
mean that. Okay. So accept that and decide that when you come home, it's gonna be hard and figure out one, who's really been in your corner since you've been gone. Okay. You know that thing where everybody think who you deal with is a friend. It's not the case. Friends come and go. The real friend is gonna be there, and everybody gets tested in a friendship, whether it's intentional or unintentional. When you're locked down, it's unintentional, but you find out who's true to you and not just for what you can do for them, whether it's while you in or when you come home and or trying to put you back on that bad road. Cut them loose. Only way you gonna make it. All right. So look forward to that. Look forward to the change that you gonna have to make coming home if you don't want to go back. But the majority that go back is because it was too hard out here. I've been in there long. I got a routine. They know me. That's the way you get. So it get hard out here. I'm going back to where I run something. If it ain't nothing but this little corner, I got this my seat in front of this TV. This is where I lay my head and I know where I'm finna eat every day.
Mm.
Okay. So it gets hard out here. And when it gets too hard out here, what we do? We figure out how to get back home. Because that's where you get when they say institutionalized, it does happen. Very easy. Okay. But I went for that one time. I said I would never go again.
A buddy of mine just told me the other day, and he said, why would I want to go back to prison?
Yes, they can make it there. Period. They can
Wow.
make it there. You get in when you first get there. You scared unless you one of these cats you think you coming in or knocking people out and all that. They got people greeting you at the gate. Oh, hey, you took off the ball. Thank you. Meet me around the basketball court and we could settle this. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. But once you there for a minute and you get into this routine, it's laid out for you. Coming home, it ain't. You gotta figure your own steps out. Somebody's got to give you a hand first. Whether it's a place to lay your head, a place where you can make a little money, you know, to get on your feet. Without that, guess where you going?
Going back.
Back home.
Yeah.
I know what they gonna take care of me here. All right, and that's just the way it is. And those that don't want to put the work in.
Now, for those guys who are fathers who have children out there, you are fortunate enough to have a support group, family members, the village, to bring your daughter to come see you.
Yes.
Now, what about the guys who don't have that support group? I mean, what do you suggest they do? Write them?
Oh, that's for sure. Okay, but I wasn't a big writer. I would try to put together a letter every couple of months. Like I said, I would get to see them at least once a month. Whether it's the whole family, mom, dad, sisters, or just sisters, baby, you know. So yes, I would sit down and try to write a letter, send it out. Uh, those that don't have the support system to get the kids to come and see them, one, there's a handful of us don't want to be seen like that. I don't want my child to see me in this position. I started out feeling like that, but at the same time, I need to watch you grow and I need you to see me. changing, trying to better myself so that when I do come home, I'm not coming home or you not having a stranger come to you. Yes, it's your father, but you ain't seen him for all these years, so he's basically a stranger. Okay, so if they don't have somebody that's bringing their kids like that, or if they can't reach out and at least talk to them on the phone, then all you can do is hold out, pray about it, and know that things will get better if you continue to try to make it better. All right. If you just accept the fact, oh, hell, I ain't gonna never get to see him until I come home, then you finna come home as a stranger, and it's gonna take some time, even though it's your baby. You know what I mean? Just
Especially if she's a later teen or he is a later
hmm
teenager.
yeah.
You can't tell me what to do.
No, and in those in that situation, because I did have a couple guys that was with me who sons were coming up, and they were at that critical age, and I'm getting advice for somebody who's locked up. How can you tell me anything? How can you direct me or not doing the same thing you doing? I'm gonna be just like you. Okay. Those that's strong enough, willing to try to take them off that path while you're afraid. But you got those that don't no boy, he gonna be just like me. If that's something in self makes you want to be different, you're not gonna be different. It don't matter. And again, I walk this down because I want to come home. But when I get home, man, it's hard out here. So all you can say is you have to want to within self change. Okay. And continue to figure out what to do to go in that direction. And a lot of that just means talking to somebody in there because we have people we could talk to, a psychiatrist, which a lot of us men don't think that we need to talk to nobody without us being crazy or feeling like that. It's not the case, and it does make a difference. You know,
Well, yeah, mental health, it's always been a big thing, but
yeah.
it's always been brushed under the table,
Well, we didn't see
under
it.
the rug.
We didn't see it as that while we in there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's crazy. They won't talk to us. Personally, I had to talk to. I ain't had to. I did talk to her. She gave me a little hand puppet, and I'm talking to the hand puppet as doing. I said, "We're talking." I said, just like that, like crazy. But after doing it, it's the difference. Okay, it's I can't describe what it is. All I can tell you, with me, it made a difference. First, like I said, I thought I was sitting there talking to a hand puppet. But again, after doing it, it relieved his weight.
Ah,
Because maybe what we were discussing, I don't even remember, because over 30 years, but for me, it did help. Okay. And again, I wanted to be different because I wasn't coming back, you know? And again, I was blessed not to go where they had guns, barbed wire fences, or brick walls, where we fighting and stabbing and killing every day. None of that. Where I was, was where the rich folks went, the ones who stole the money. All right. And come and do this little time, pay this little fine, go home to all that money you stole, and continue living your life.
so he was in federal.
Yeah, I was in the camp, the FCI. Okay, that's what they call it. It's a federal prison camp.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, it started out outside of your family being with you or your girl being with you. I had basketball, tennis, baseball, swimming pool.
Well,
Okay, yeah. Until
that's why it's called camp, huh?
man, it was until they did a special on Barbara Walters 2020 came and did it and decided that we were privileged and not being punished. So they filled in the swimming pool with sand and turned it into a volleyball court. Yeah, because you decided that we were privileged and not being punished. Again, the system. It ain't broke. Don't fix it, but y'all need to be punished. So we need to change something. So I needed to be different when I came home. I wanted to be different.
Well, and that's pretty much my take. Like, the person goes away. whether it's the military, whether it's overseas for a number of years, or just being incarcerated for a number of years. When you come back home, you shouldn't be the same person. It's called growth, right?
Yeah, that's what's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So the message you will send to these young guys is to accept what you did. To when you do have to get out, your old partners, don't look them up anymore.
Mm-mm.
When they come around, tell them they got to go.
Yep, yep. No, you don't tell them that. Mm-mm. You go. Okay. I got a relative that when I come home, I will go and see him. Me and you, we sit here all day. Soon as one of your partners come, hey, I gotta go. Man, you just got here. Like, I don't even explain to him
Yeah,
why. I don't need to know what you're doing. What I do know is can't nobody protect me but me.
you don't know part of it.
None. So I will leave. Hey man, holler at me when you're free. Okay? It's because again, can't nobody protect you from you but you. All right. So if I'm not sure of what's going on, I don't want to be caught up in the trick bag. They don't need to say that to you. Get in your car and leave.
Hey, man, that's pretty powerful. Say that again. Nobody can protect you. Say that again.
Nobody can protect you from you but you. Okay. And like I said, I've been saying that since I've been home. I want to go back. That's the bottom.
Simple, simple as that.
Yeah. And as long as I kept that in my mind, I kept myself out of situations that could possibly put me back. Okay. Again, I don't need to know what you're doing, but I don't need to be around it either.
Because this
Because
thing
this
going
thing
back,
going
man,
back,
there's
man,
always
always
situations.
situations.
Seem like
Seem
they're
like they're
looking for
looking
you,
for you,
huh?
huh?
Hey, if anything goes down and they get to run a name because I'm fresh out or I have a record, guess who they looking at first?
Hmm.
I just roll up. It don't matter. You know, you have a past and your past makes it shady. So guess what?
So let me ask you this. So I'm not familiar with the system. Thank you, good Lord. Uh, at the period of time, is your record expunged or
Not automatically. You have to do it. Okay.
you have to apply for it?
Yes. I live in an open carry state. Okay, but because I'm a felon, I can't be around a firearm. If I'm caught with a firearm, unless my record is expunged, I will get 5 years for every bullet that's in that gun. Oh yeah, again, it's designed for you to go back. Now it's 30 years. So my answer to that question is, my understanding is not just automatic, but you have to petition the state that
Okay.
you got in trouble with. So for me, I gotta look into Kansas City and see if I can get that life. And that's what I'm in the process of doing. Okay.
Good, good.
Yeah, and it's not because I'm trying to be a bad guy and carry a firearm, none of that, not at all. But I would like, if my wife goes somewhere, for her to be able to, and me not get in trouble because we got a firearm in the house. Because if you run up in here, then you know what I mean. It's just it's not a mindset of a bad guy who think he's tough. It's just a mindset of a man trying to protect his family and his home. That's what that's about. Okay. So the answer to the question is, I don't think it's just automatic. It's something you have to petition.
So all that time, those 8 years you were away, you were still a father forever.
Hmm.
You made a point to still be a
Yeah.
father forever.
Yes.
That was what up the top of your priority,
Yeah.
correct?
You know, I want to throw this in there too, and it's sad, but it's true. We are definitely products of one environment. You know, your lifestyle, your family, what you see. I was doing 11 years of my daughter's life. My granddaughter is living the same life as my daughter did. Her dad is gone and has been gone now about 10 years. Okay, she and I had a conversation just yesterday about
Your
that.
granddaughter.
Yes. And it was because her dad did something, she got pissed off and made a statement to him that hurt me to the core. So I knew it hurt him. And I asked her about it yesterday. And, you know, are you still talking to your dad? Yeah. All right, Papa. Yeah, we good. I said, baby, don't ever say what you said to him again, whether you mean it or not. You know, it hurts. It hurt me. And you wouldn't even say it to me. But I'm saying that because I live the same life that your dad is living now with your mom. That's, you know what I mean? So for you to say that to me while I'm in this position and you can't do anything to change it, hurt it. She said, yeah, I know, hurt it. So, yeah.
And normally people say things a lot of time because of the pain they're going
Hmm.
through,
Hmm.
and that's the way. In some cases, getting back,
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
or in some cases, they're so frustrated and angry and just hurt behind it all.
Yeah. And don't really realize the impact of the words you said to the individual you was talking about. Yes, you were hurting, but what you said, man, even though you apologize later, it can't be undone.
Once words come out, you can't bring it back in, can you?
No.
Yeah.
So that's why as we get older, we understand in a heated moment, think about what's coming out because later you're gonna be like, I didn't mean it like that. But that's how it came out. Okay. So to me, he meant every bit of that, you know. So we just gotta think about what we saying, the impact of what we saying to whom we saying it.
And even though you say something and even mean it, there's nothing wrong with an apology.
No, no.
You know, and you have to be strong enough to accept that apology. And you don't, you accept the apology, you don't forget it, but you don't hold it over nobody's head.
Right. And with us, to me, as men, it's not about us being strong enough. It's about us being wise enough and know when male ego is stepping in and stopping us from doing what we know we should do. You know, just I'm too
Man,
macho for that. I ain't saying I'm sorry. You know, but
I have this conversation all the time with a buddy of mine, man, on ego.
mhm.
Ego is one of the worst things that the man can ever have,
Oh
man.
man,
Right?
man, especially if they don't realize what's driving them. You know, I think I'm doing this because I'm the man. No, you're doing this because your feelings got hurt and you too macho to realize or accept the fact that you're wrong as two left shoes. But because no.
You know, I say this all the time, Antoine. Nobody knows everything. You want to think you know everything, but nobody knows everything.
No.
Well, you swear up and down that you're right all the
Oh
time,
yeah.
right?
Man, I know exactly what I'm talking about. And look, and then when we find out we were wrong, I got nothing to say about it.
Nothing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even when we get called out on it, we'll buck the system. Hey,
You know, and that goes back to what you're saying about a brother who's incarcerated. The first thing he says, accept it.
got to, got to, and stop living on this. I was wrongly accused. The percentage of that happening is very, very low. And even if you in that low percentage, you done enough. You just got away with it. And then finally done called over you. Okay, and it done added up. Look, that's where I said I always tell
It's a
people
matter of time, right? Not if, just when.
just okay, if you stay in anything long enough, the situation's gonna change. You know? So that man, yeah, like you said, life has a way of if you accept the fact or open your eyes to it, make you realize a whole lot of things. What needs to change and why, how it should change. Even if you don't have the answer to that, you know something needs to be different. And that's what you work towards.
You know when things aren't right, right?
Yes.
You know when things aren't right.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the question is, what am I going to do about it?
Yeah. But me, we gotta realize, we sit here and say, okay, yeah, I know it ain't right. But I'm telling you, I know it ain't right. But over here, I see it being just like I want it. So I ain't been changing that. I'm gonna ride with this and keep it going as long as possible.
Is that Mr. Ego taking over
Oh, for
again?
sure. For sure. And for men, that's the worst thing. Okay? The worst thing. Because it's just like with everything. That's my girl. I've been there. Can't nobody have that. That's mine. That's not true. There's always somebody better at something, no matter what you're doing, where you're doing. Just like even the fight, we thought fight was the baddest thing until Muscle Douglas just nobody knocked him out. Everybody gets beat. Somebody's always better than somebody else. It just ain't happened to you yet. Don't mean it won't.
It's
We
all
don't
time.
change.
It's a matter of when.
Yes,
It's a matter of when and not if.
because it's gonna happen.
Yes, and the buddy told me one. He said, "Look, bro," he said, people would rather die than change. I mean, how profound is that, man? You think about it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, like I know people who are sick, and they have an oxygen tank, right? And they still smoke.
You know what that is? Look, I accept the fact that I gotta add this tape, but I'm gonna go on live to the very end. So that's what I take this tank off, fire this cigarette up, and keep pushing. Okay, until they can't breathe no more, and then
Until you can't get another cigarette,
yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, it's just a matter of accepting the situation and trying to better it, improve it, instead of just riding the wave. You know, but we do get complacent. I mean, with everything, you know. I done found a way to make this work. I done got comfortable with it, and that's how we gonna roll.
So Antoine, man, I really want to thank you for sharing your story with us, man. You raised by great parents, man, and you decided to make certain choices
Yeah.
and decisions, and you accepted it, and you decided you was going to make changes in your life by the time you got out. Got your Class A license, came out to driving trucks, and all this time that you was away, you was a father forever, man. And I want our listeners to know, hey, man, just because you're locked up, don't mean you can't be a father forever, right?
It's true.
You're living testimony, man. I've seen your daughter a number of times, and the smile that gets on her face when she sees you, especially when they give her 20 or $30. But yeah, she's definitely daddy's girl, man. And that's a great thing to see.
Yeah, love it, love it. And like I said, yesterday evening at a relative's house, us hanging out, and then all our girls together. That's what I saw. The only one was missing was Crystal, and that's because she's in a different state. But to see all of them together, and us to take pictures, Chris and his kid, and my daughter with her,
That's nice,
the
man.
wife. And I mean, it's just everybody in this one group picture. It was like, it does me good. I don't get to see this, you know?
You probably don't have too many pictures of that picture,
No.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So and that goes back to what I share quite a bit. This moment that you're in, man, embrace it,
Yeah.
man. You may never get this moment ever again in your life. So,
Yeah.
uh, uh, hey, man, I can't thank you enough, man, because I truly feel that you can put something on brothers' minds that may have gotten out or was thinking about doing things to go in.
Hmm.
Hopefully you will change their mind. You said it's tough getting out.
Oh, yeah. Look, anybody that's finna come home, if you ain't scared, something's wrong with you. Or you already in the mindset of, I know where I'm coming back to. Okay, because I can make it here. It's okay to be fearful. It's okay to know you're gonna need help. The upside to this is knowing who's really there for you to help you better and move forward and keep you out of the nonsense. Okay. Yo, Tone, we gonna go over here. Oh no, yeah. It's better yet, I'm gonna take you to the house. That's somebody got your best interest at heart. Okay.
Yeah.
That's who you want to latch on to. Anybody else, talk about so you can make a little money. Hurry up, run. You can't get away fast enough. Okay. So it's gonna be hard, but it's well worth it if you keep your mind right. Will. You know, everything I said on that stoop and prayed about is the life that I'm living right now.
It's nice to
Okay.
hear, man.
Yeah.
Because for what a lot of people don't think of the choices of decisions, the number of people that they are impacting,
Hmm.
not just them, but the number of people that they're impacting.
Yeah.
And they don't normally see it until they get in that position and see the way they respond.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you do hurt a lot of people. A lot of people. You know? Yeah. So, but you
And
have to want to be better. You
it's,
have to
it,
want to be.
yeah. Because if you want to do better, you got to do better.
Mhm. Yep, it can be simpler. Okay, and that don't mean that it ain't gonna be hard because life itself is hard.
even
It
if
don't have to be impossible.
even if you want to put away, life is hard.
Yeah, yes. Okay, because the stuff that you have to do, and it's
Man,
a daily grind. It's a daily grind, and we already know that. Let alone having a jacket on you for being incarcerated for whatever reason, to be able to come home and because again, even first coming home, you fresh, don't nobody know you ain't got no issues and all that. But because of all that, nobody wants to give you a chance now. Okay, so you have to work your way back into everything.
there's an old saying that they say that your history precedes you. So if before you come anywhere, it's, oh yeah, he's the one that ABCD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I can't thank you enough, man, for this Come On the Father Forever's podcast, man, and sharing your story with us. Uh and being a model for someone that just because you're incarcerated don't mean that it's over.
Right. And I pray that this do touch someone. If it's 100 or if it's one, touch
Amen.
someone and
Yeah.
hear the story, the life challenge that, hey, look, hard work pays off. It's, we were taught that as little kids. Hard work pays off. And just because you an adult don't mean that changes. Okay. The work is just harder. Okay. Because now we ain't got nobody to fall back on mom and daddy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's all about you. And if you want to be better for yourself and your family, hard work. Keep me going and it will pay off. We-
Okay, brothers, you got the word from our brother Antoine. Doesn't matter what your story is, hard work will see you through it all. But
Yes,
you
it will.
have to want it. And remember this: if you don't change, you're going to die. I mean, you're going to die anyway, but not the way that you want to, because
Mm,
change is inevitable in life,
that's true.
and we all have to change. So change for the best. And wish you young brothers that are struggling to be fathers, or maybe abandon their children because, well, you're just out in the streets, whether you're incarcerated, or whether you just, being a player. Get back to your babies
Yeah.
because they need you. So, hey man, I appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thanks
Hey,
for having me.
I got my little gift again. We got a little gift for all of our podcast superstars. Thank you. This is on behalf of Hot Forever and you on the podcast. You can look at it, man. It's a keychain.
Great.
And
Yeah, thank you.
I already know that you're Father Trevor.
Yes.
So all we do, we ask people, hey, don't throw it in the drawer to use it.
Look, I can put it on my
You want to give it? Nice, nice, nice. So, hey, man, once again, we thank you for your time, man. Your transparency, your honesty, your wisdom. Uh, because our young guys need this, man.
Yeah, and we do. And I wish that when I was going through this, I had someone to sit down and talk to me like we get to talk to somebody else to hear. I didn't have that, like I said, I did have somebody to talk to, the big fella upstairs. Okay. He brought me through all this. Again, never spent a night in jail, and I gotta do 8 years. When they told me 97 months, I flipped. I was like, oh, that ain't no time until I did the math. Then it was an eye opener. So yes, I had someone to talk to, but not like we sitting across from each other. Okay.
That's a powerful statement, man.
Yeah.
Because, hey, brother, we're here to help you.
Mm-mm.
We will listen to you, but we also want you to listen to us.
Exactly.
And together we can make change. All right. Hey, man. Thanks again, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
That's a wrap.
Interesting. Hey, yeah. You turn this off.
No, no, that's fine.
No, you want to tell? You want to tell
Don't
us?
touch nothing. Get off.
Don't worry about it.
Get up, get out.
Enjoy yourself.
Hey, Mr. Will you please sit down and leave me alone? Yeah.
Like he said, you got your laptop. He said, man, you just sit over here. I got you. Yeah.
We're delayed?
No, keep talking. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. What's crazy?
Oh, it must be coming from the on board mic.